What's up, movie fans? I'm Jordan, and happy Thursday. Thank you so much for spending part of your afternoon with myself and my co-host, Sergio.
Hi, guys, and thanks again for taking time out of your day to spend it with us talking about this week's releases and all kinds of stuff that are happening in Hollywood.
Yeah, and Sergio, we have so much to talk about this week, and we are going to start right now, start the show off by talking about two films that are getting incredible buzz from the film festival circuit, starting with A Star is Born.
So A Star is Born is getting all kinds of Oscar buzz. We're talking Best Director, Best Film, Actress, Supporting Act, anything you can imagine, right?
Yeah.
But we got a great surprise. So only at AMC Theaters will you have the opportunity to see A Star is Born 3 days early. That's right, on October 2nd in Dolby. Take advantage and be a part of our Dolby fan event. The really cool thing about the fan event is that for those of you that buy tickets, you'll get a lanyard, and on that lanyard is going to be an exclusive code for the music download. The download to all the soundtrack, all the songs that are in the movie will be available to you for free.
Yeah, and you can get your tickets right now, be the first to see A Star is Born, and get that full album. And the music, I mean, just from the trailer,
Gosh,
is fantastic.
Yes.
And then another film that's getting great buzz out of Toronto International Film Festival is The Hate U Give. Now, the film opens in wide release on October 19th, but in select cities, you can see it as early as October 5th, and tickets for those October 5th showtimes are now on sale. So go to amctheaters.com and see if it's playing at a theater near you on October 5th, or you can see it when it opens wide on October 19th.
Now, one thing I will say about The Hate U Give, and I was, we were talking about this earlier, so I was looking at the poster, I'm like, why would you choose the letter U instead of Y-O-U, The Hate U Give?
Yeah.
Well, look at The Hate U Give, the acronym THUG. Boy, how relevant is that to the movie?
Yeah, that's totally
great marketing.
Intentional, and it is a very relevant movie and an important film to see given the the serious subject matter.
Absolutely.
But right now we're going to jump to our question of the week. So Jack Black stars in The House with a Clock in Its Walls. And Sergio, did you see that Jack Black got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame this week?
I did, and he is an uber clown. I love him. He was on the floor, hugging the floor, making out with it, by the star. It was a class act. YouTube the video. It is so funny. It's so
He's
great.
Very excited and well-deserved.
Well-deserved. Congratulations, Jack.
His star. But our question of the week is, what is your favorite Jack Black movie? Now go ahead and leave your comment right now, and as you're doing that, I'm going to kick it over to Sergio and hear what his choice is.
So if I had to pick my favorite Jack Black movie, and I think what I'm going to do is give you a quote from the movie, and you guys help Jordan out. Maybe I don't know if he's seen the movie before.
All right.
I'm going to go with Anaconda Squeeze. One more time, Anaconda Squeeze.
You, of course, I love that quote. You are, of course, talking about Nacho Libre.
Nacho Libre.
That's a great choice.
That was a wonderful movie, man. So much fun.
I feel like that's a real, kind of underrated gem of Jack Black's filmography. It's not my choice, though, but I do love that movie. And my choice, well, I was stuck. I was stuck between two. I was stuck between The School of Rock, which is a great movie.
Indeed.
I loved that movie growing up and still love it. It's, hilarious. And more recently, last year's, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle.
Geez. The record-breaking Jumanji, Sony's highest-grossing film of all time, Jumanji. Makes sense.
And I have to go with my final decision of Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, just because of how great Jack Black's character was in that movie, playing the avatar of a high school female teenager. I mean, he totally nailed that performance. Where's my phone?
Where's my phone? I can't live without it. It was so good. Yes.
And can't wait to see him in The House with the Clock in Its Walls, which we are going to talk about right now in our weekend movie guide. So as we mentioned, The House with the Clock in Its Walls opens at AMC Theaters tonight, and it's based on the 1973 young adult novel. It's finally getting the big screen treatment.
Indeed.
And it's about a young boy named Lewis who goes to live with his uncle in a mysterious house that has an odd ticking sound in the walls. And as some spooky occurrences happen in the house, Lewis quickly discovers that his uncle, played by Jack Black, is a warlock.
A man-witch.
Yes, that is who his uncle is. And his neighbor, played by the incredibly talented Cate Blanchett,
She's
is
fantastic.
a witch. Now, Sergio, as we kind of are quickly approaching the fall season and all things Halloween, this movie is the perfect family-friendly, scary movie, which is a weird kind of combination of genres, to get us ready for the fall.
I can't argue that point. In watching the trailer, the first thing, and not because Jack Black was in this movie too, but the first thing that I thought to myself was, oh man, this is reminiscent of Goosebumps. It just feels like everything Halloween. You've got killer, jack-o'-lanterns coming at you and then blowing them up into pieces and all that. It's going to be a lot of fun. But you're right, it's like a thrill ride. It's going to take you on that ride, roller coaster of just, things, not emotions, but just like magical surprises and elements to it.
Yeah, and real thrills too. And it's it's produced by Amblin Entertainment.
Oh gosh,
which
Amblin
is famous for
The Goonies. We're talking Back to the Future,
Gremlins,
E.T. I mean, who doesn't know Amblin?
And this film really kind of captures that nostalgia of those classics. And the thing that's really interesting about this movie is the director.
Yeah.
It is from director Eli Roth.
For those that know Eli Roth, come on. We're talking Death Wish. We're talking Hostel. We're talking The Green Inferno, cannibals eating people. I mean, what a turn from what he's known for to this.
Yeah, hard R horror films. And while there's still elements of those movies, maybe, let's say, tamed down elements,
some
right?
really G-rated elements of those movies.
It's really cool to see him kind of come on to this his first family film, and we actually have a video of Eli Roth talking about what inspired him to join this story and why he's excited to make the movie.
Do you hear the ticking? The ticking.
I always wanted to do a scary kids movie.
So creepy.
And I wanted to do something that was really, really fantastic.
Have a look around. You're perfectly safe.
Safe?
As long as it's fed.
There were so many ingredients that I connected to, especially this misfit kid. I certainly grew up an outcast and an outsider, and I was very into magic.
Do you know what a warlock is, Lewis?
A boy witch.
I think they're a little more than boy witches.
Please teach me, please, please.
Okay, have it your way.
I want a little bit of a nod to Houdini, and I wanted a mixture of new magic and old magic.
Did you see that?
Our movie's set in 1955. Technology's changing. Cars suddenly take a whole new turn. Rock and roll comes into creation. So it's fun to live in that world. Everything has to be meticulously done and stylish. But Spielberg gave me amazing advice. He said, don't design it so much that people can't get into the story. So everything has to be grounded. Everything has to be real. This is by far the largest scale film I've ever done. I want kids to watch the movie where they go and they get the scares, they get the thrills, they get the laughs, but something that they go, I can't wait to see that again.
You want to see some real magic? I'll show you.
So really excited to check that one out. And we know that someone else is excited to see it, Carol Hampton.
We see you, Carol!
Yes, and Sergio and I want to be the very first to wish you a happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm not going to sing because I don't have a good singing voice, but have a great birthday, and thank you for watching the show with us this afternoon.
So getting back to A House with the Clock in Its Walls, now a special surprise for those of you that are going to go see it in IMAX this weekend. And remember, this is only in IMAX. We're showing Michael Jackson's classic, The Thriller, so you can engage in the song and dance in 3D, all that good stuff. Any IMAX theater that you choose to go see in A House with the Clock in Its Walls this weekend, you'll have the opportunity to check out Michael Jackson's classic Thriller.
How was my moves? Was it?
Oh, they were awesome. Yeah, totally done.
It didn't feel natural, but I mean, if you say they're good, then I'm okay with that.
Yes.
But last week on the show, Sergio and Alicia talked about the film White Boy Rick.
We sure did.
And they shared with you an interview that we had with the cast of the movie. And the film is still playing in AMC theaters this weekend, and we wanted to share with you another video from that interview. But the movie is starring newcomer Richie Merritt.
And what I will say, and I said it last week, but I'll say it again, Richie Merritt, boy, what an opportunity. I mean, for a man, a young man who has never worked in anything, no commercials, no TV, no nothing, and to just be cast in the leading role for this movie, besides Matthew McConaughey.
Academy Award winner.
Academy Award winner, yes.
McConaughey. And he's Matthew McConaughey is great and everything, but Richie Merritt is great in this movie as well, and I imagine that we're going to see a lot more of him. And, you know, the film is about, he is a 16-year-old, and he's America's youngest hustler, drug kingpin.
Yes.
Ultimately, FBI informant. And the movie...
Entrepreneur.
That's the word.
There
we go, yeah. And the movie is about him trying to, you know, to save his father from legal trouble, and his sister is in a bad situation. He's trying to get her out of that as well. And he thinks the only way that he can save them and make their family really whole again is to turn to a life of crime and sell drugs.
That's unfortunate, because that's not the only way. But.
Yeah, and to make money by selling drugs, and that's what the cast told us in our exclusive interview, so let's jump to that right now.
Ask yourself this. Would you believe a 15-year-old kid was working for the federal government?
But he was.
Curry Crew was just a whole nother ballgame, you know. They was out there getting money, and that's what Rick wanted. He wanted to make money, and he knew that money was the biggest issue because his father wasn't making it, so he had to go make it.
How come we stayed, Dad?
Lion don't leave the Serengeti.
Before this generation, before Senior's generation, the American dream was alive. Now the American dream just started to fade.
His family wasn't exactly what he wanted, but he wished his sister was there more, and he wished his father was, you know, more of a father.
I got it under control. You don't need to stop the car, Pop. Everything's fine.
What he's gonna do is exactly what his paternal figure did, which is take care of his the way he did. And unfortunately for Johnny Curry, that means somebody's gotta go down.
You're gonna get in too deep, and then they're not gonna let you out.
You talk, I'll know.
So there's no doubt, White Boy Rick looks like a great movie. I mean, it opened last week and it's still doing well at the box office.
Yeah, absolutely. Whether you missed it last week or you want to see it again, you can catch White Boy Rick this weekend at AMC.
But that's not the only thing in theaters this weekend, and we've talked about Harry Potter now. This is probably the 4th week, I think. Harry Potter's been screened in our theaters every Sunday from the beginning of September. So we started with the Sorcerer's Stone, and we've done like Harry Potter's 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, and now we are about to introduce Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, followed by Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
You know, such a great conclusion to this amazing series, and the series ends this Sunday with the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2.
So take advantage, because you know what? You don't know. We can't foretell the future, so we don't know if these movies are going to hit the big screen again. Yeah. Go watch them this weekend. Don't miss out on the opportunity to what? Experience the magic?
Yeah, so I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I read the books, love the movies, and the thing that I love so much about going to see these movies is they were truly an event.
Oh, sure.
I distinctly remember going to the Deathly Hallows Part 2 midnight premiere, and I was in my Harry Potter robes.
I love it.
I had my wand, I had, you know, my wizard hat on, and it truly was an experience. And, you know, just thinking about the magic of being there that night, no pun intended, you know, it really makes me excited to see the Deathly Hallows Part 2 again on the big screen.
You know what? I can tell you that I remember when the Deathly Hallows 2 opened in theaters, because I was probably one of those guys that had to sweep up your popcorn.
Yeah, no, I make a mess. I'm just totally enjoying what's going on the screen. I can't help myself if I make a little bit of a mess, Sergio, but I appreciate it.
I'm here for you, man.
But Harry Potter is back at AMC, and so are your favorite Disney princesses, part of our Disney Dream Big Princess program. It kicked off last week with Belle and Beauty and the Beast.
And you can still see it tonight. I mean, it's playing today.
Yeah, and starting tomorrow, the animated classic, The Princess and the Frog, is back at AMC.
Princess Tiana, gotta get it on.
Yeah, so it's from Friday through Thursday, and if you want to see all of the princess movies that are coming back to AMC, you can check the schedule on our website right now.
So with that, I mean, we've got a ton of content. We said it earlier today, but there are a bunch of trailers that dropped. So let's talk about those trailers in our Hollywood news segment. So, I said it, a ton of trailers dropped this week,
many
right?
trailers.
So I'm going to go through the list because there are a bunch, right? We start with Captain Marvel, The Grinch, Girl in the Spider's Web, Mary Poppins, Ralph Breaks the Internet. I mean, so many, I can't even keep track.
And also a few independent trailers as well. We had Beautiful Boy, the Steve Carell, Timothy Chalamet drama, and Barry Jenkins' follow-up to Moonlight, If Beale Street Could Talk. And you can watch all of those trailers and more on our YouTube page at AMC Theaters. But Sergio, let's talk about the first trailer that we saw for Captain Marvel. Now, fans have been so excited to see their first look at this film and see who Nick Fury was paging at the end of Avengers Infinity War. Sergio, what did you think of the trailer?
Well, I mean, I gotta say, the trailer didn't disappoint, number one, right? So it didn't hit me in the same way that an Avengers Infinity War would, right? Because you're talking about the end of the world, the Avengers. Well, this is not that story. This is an origin story. It's an origin story. It's a standalone film, takes place in the 90s. And I tell you, man, when I first saw her, Carol Danvers just dropped from space on top of the building, crashed through the ceiling into the building, and then the camera pans down. And what do you see? Blockbuster. Holy smokes, that threw me back to the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. I mean, that's what we used to do. We used to go to Blockbuster every weekend.
It's definitely a throwback to the 90s and a throwback to a younger Samuel L. Jackson.
With 2 eyes.
With 2 eyes.
No patchless.
We see a younger Nick Fury and a younger Agent Coulson. Through the work of Marvel Magic, they look 30 years younger.
For sure.
But we want to hear from you guys. What did you think of the Captain Marvel trailer? What was your favorite part? I will tell you mine. I really, really enjoyed when Brie Larson, Carol Danvers, punched the old lady on the bus. I liked it. I thought it was funny.
That's horrible, but I get where you're going with it.
It was unexpected.
It really was unexpected.
It was unexpected. But let us know what you think. And we have other movies that are playing at AMC Theaters this weekend, and we are going to talk about them after we tell you about Win Your Wish List.
Indeed. This is a good one.
I almost forgot about it because
this
it's
is a good one.
A cool offer. So there's so many great movies that are coming out, and we talked about the trailers that we saw for those. And if you cannot wait to get tickets to those films, you can log into your AMC Stubs account and set reminders for those films. And you will get a reminder when tickets for those films go on sale. And the really cool thing is, Sergio, it's ending next week, am I right?
That's right. So at the end of September, you have between now and the end of September, September 30th, to go online or our mobile app and hit remind me, because the bigger your list, the better an opportunity for you to win all of those movies for free. I mean, there's nothing better than free movies.
So set your reminders and you could win free movies. And now we are going to jump into our AMC Independent Spotlight. So opening in wide release this weekend is Dan Fogelman's Life Itself. Now, Dan Fogelman is the creator of the hit show Life Itself.
This is us. And you know what? No, it's funny because when you watch the trailer, it's very reminiscent of the show in the way that it's shot, the angles, just the themes behind it. So I guarantee you, this movie is going to be bust out the Kleenex, right? Because you're going to be, tearing up a storm. Turn on the waterworks.
I won't admit to it, though. I'll just say, it's an allergy thing. But I don't watch This Is Us. My parents love This Is Us.
My wife has been trying to get me to watch that show forever, too.
This film truly feels like an episode, but on a larger cinematic scale where you're going to have all of the emotions. You're going to have some tears. You're going to have some laughs, some sadness, some heartbreak, but also ultimately happiness.
It's like the full spectrum of emotions.
And the cast.
Oh, who? Antonio Banderas. I mean, how can you go wrong?
It's truly an ensemble cast. You got Antonio Banderas. I don't say it as good as you, Sergio, but you also have Olivia Wilde. You have Oscar Isaac. You have Olivia Cook, Annette Bening, Mandy Patinkin, and the list goes on and on.
It's pretty serious.
And we're going to show you a little bit of Life Itself right now and show you the teaser trailer.
You ever going to ask me out, Will?
I'm just waiting for the right moment. Because when I ask you out, there's not going to be any turning back for me.
I'm coming up only to hold you under.
No one knows where their story is going, nor who the heroes in it are going to be.
It's strange to think about. how a completely random moment would shape my entire life.
At any moment,
Tell me about that day.
life will surprise you.
Really too late to call, so we wait for morning to wake you is all we got.
It's like a movie, right?
Life Itself, rated R, in theaters this fall.
That little bit of the movie is like, you know, giving me all of the feels right now. I mean,
Absolutely.
You have these different generations of people from New York and Spain and their lives intertwining.
That's what the show does. That's what the movie does.
I can't wait to see, you know, how it all comes together.
But that's not the only movie opening in theaters, right? We also have Assassination Nation. Now, the movie follows the story of 4 high school girlfriends whose lives and whose town is pretty much turned upside down. I mean, there's a hacker that hacks into everybody's social media, cell phones, and all of everyone's dirty laundry is aired, is put out there, and complete anarchy goes haywire in this town. I mean, it's crazy what happens.
It turns into violent chaos and just absolute madness. And Sergio and I were talking a little bit before the show, and it's almost like if you had Mean Girls
meets The Purge.
And it's just, it's complete bonkers, and it's really, truly, you know, survive the night, because they're going out and they're trying to find who leaked the information, and they are nothing's getting in their way.
Correct.
And just to show you a little bit of the craziness of this film, we have a short sneak peek of the movie Assassination Nation.
My name is Lily Colson, and I have no clue where to go, because from the moment I arrived, all I was ever given were orders. Smile, open up, cross your legs, speak softer, scream louder, be quiet, be strong, don't fight back, be an angel, be a princess, be anything you want to be, even the President of the United States of America. Just kidding.
I don't even know how to describe that movie, but I'm intrigued.
Well, don't tell them what to do. That's what it is.
I won't. They scared me. But also coming out at AMC Theaters this weekend is Fahrenheit 11/9. Filmmaker Michael Moore is back with another political documentary, and this one is a callback to his 2004 film Fahrenheit 9/11, but this one focuses on the 2016 presidential election.
Controversial director, and you know this movie is going to ruffle some feathers.
Sure, but no matter what side of the political spectrum that you fall on, it's sure to spark a conversation.
Yes,
Fahrenheit
that's
11/9
for sure.
opening at AMC Theaters this weekend. So those are the movies that we have, but we also have some offers that we want to talk about, and we're going to talk right now about your exclusive offers for the week. So Sergio, a movie that you and I are both very, very excited for.
Venom!
Venom. We are 2 weeks away, and tickets went on sale for Venom on Friday.
Correct.
And what's really cool is if you see the movie opening weekend at AMC Theaters, you are going to get an AMC exclusive comic book.
Now, listen, tickets for Venom are selling. I mean, advance sales are through the roof. Get your tickets now. I mean, only at AMC will you get this comic book.
Yeah, and the comic book serves as a prequel to the film. It ties into the movie.
So you can go get to the theater nice and early, pick up the comic book, read through it right before the movie starts so that you can get up to speed with what's going on in Eddie Brock's life.
Cannot wait for Venom.
Yeah, and we, again, I'd be remiss to mention it, but we are talking A Star is Born Again. Big deal, okay? You're going to see it 3 days early, October 2nd, in Dolby Theaters in our circuit, AMC Theaters, okay? With the ticket to the fan event, you're going to get the lanyard with the exclusive code to be able to download the entire album. That is a huge deal. I've seen the movie. I know that a couple other people in the office have seen the movie. It is fantastic and should be experienced in Dolby. Go get your tickets right now because they're going.
Yeah, cannot wait. A Star is Born, fantastic.
Yes.
And the music as well.
Totally.
Like that album download is very, very
Absolutely.
cool. So, Sergio, we were not kidding when I told you that we had a lot to talk about this week, and I think we covered it all.
Yeah, I think so too.
You can go to amctheaters.com to get tickets to the movies that we mentioned and so much more.
Don't forget to visit us again here, same time, same place, where we're going to be talking about Smallfoot and Night School.
So until then, have a great weekend, and we will see you next time.